Hey, good morning, Learning Project members. You guys, I'm so excited to share this new information with you. I know a lot of you guys have been on my team for a little bit here, going through all my classes. And so I wanted to share a new resource that I created because a lot of people were like, okay, where do I do this? How do I do this? When do I do this? So there's going to be a ton of new materials that are going to come out. Also, we're going to start working through classes online live. So I'm really excited to share that with you. So I will actually share the outline of the classes and timeframes that will take place. So what this is right here is a overview of the CDA. So in the CDA class that I teach, we usually build the binder while we're in class. And the reason why is because we want to make sure, one, you understand where the content is supposed to go, and while it's fresh, why not take those leaps and bounds and just go ahead and start on those pieces. So we have subject area 1. A lot of you guys have already passed all this. We've created our first aid, we have our CPR first aid card. We created a weekly menu in our class, and then there's some competency statements that you will need to write. We've already finished all that. This last subject area that we just hit, it's going to go over a bibliography. I love this section. I'm going to actually recreate this section just as a single course, and it'll be for free online. I love it because it goes over a lot of great books that a lot of people don't know about, and we'll have some great dialogue that goes along with those pieces. And then we're going to be moving into creating your 9 learning experiences. This is another area that I'm super stoked about, you guys. I cannot wait to share the tools that will go along with this. We also created a yearly calendar that has tons of themes and tons of holidays on there that you can kind of build out different lesson plans with. So I'm really excited about that. So you will actually be able to share those if you'd like with other educators, and then you'll have this amazing book that will come forth pretty soon here. Also too, you'll be working on another competency area, and so it just reminds you what you're supposed to have and what you're supposed to do. Don't be intimidated by the A, B, C, and D, because all of those go into one competency statement. Also in subject area 3, this is where we're going to dive into that social and emotional development. We have state regulations that we're going to go through. Every state is going to be different, so I'm just going to be covering more Washington State. We're going to looking at legal requirements such as like your ratios, things like that. This will be kind of interesting because so many states are so different when it comes to ratios, so that'll be awesome. And then we'll work on our next competency statement, which is supporting, how do you support social and emotional development. Then we have our next part, which is focusing on families. I love this section. We actually will explore different types of families, and it's just so much fun because, one, it's going to allow you to think outside the box. You have to remember a lot of our classes that we teach are very reflexive, and a lot of teachers this is kind of weird for, because a lot of them are just always focused on content, which I think is highly important, and we definitely focus a lot on that. But we really want to look at what practices are you taking and what do we need to change, or what do you need to tweak or increase more so that you can see some of those effective changes you want to see in your class. Managing an effective program. This is going to focus on like your record keeping. There's 2 different types of record keeping that we're going to be focusing on, and then we'll have our competency statement that we're going to be developing. Then you're going to go into subject area number 6, which is your commitment to professional development, which we have a lot of great resources for as well. We're going to cover a lot of those so that you can feel like, I have an idea what I want to do and how I want to grow in my profession. So I'll show you some great tools with that. Subject area number 7, we're going to be looking at a lot of observing and recording children's behaviors. We have some new observation tools for that as well. And I'm going to teach you how to create your own observation, because I think a lot of times we get so caught up in so many different programs that they're natural to us, and they do hit a lot of points that are great. But sometimes we want to do some of those extra steps, and we're like, you know what, I wish this had this on here or it had this on there. And I think this portion is going to really show you how to use your resources and really rock and roll in that area. So also we are going to go into subject number 8, which is our last one, which is going to be covering family questionnaires. It's going to cover your strengths and weaknesses and really doing a lot of reflecting on that. I want to remind you that you need your high school diploma or GED. You need proof of work experience. One of the things that we changed in our CDA program here is that we're going to put forth a resume so that it actually just shows over like an overview of your work experience and all that good stuff. I think that's really important, even though they don't ask for it outright. I think it's important that you have that piece, and it just enhances your professionalism in your binder. Also, don't forget to use images that you have in your classroom. You know, some centers have certain policies about showing children's faces, so make sure you cover those, but show what you do. There's so many great classrooms out there. I think they definitely need to be highlighted. All pages must be labeled. Then finding a PD specialist. I want to remind you that I am a PD specialist, and there are some requirements that allow me to do observations and then not to do observations. So if you're in my class, we'll cover that a little bit. And then we have transcripts. This will go, I will be giving these out at the end of the course. Some people always forget this part. I think when I'm going through and doing the PD part and doing the observation in class, they always forget this piece. So I'm going to be uploading this into our classroom. Go ahead and feel free to share it, you guys. I hope this helps. We're going to start getting a lot of content down a little bit more to help you understand what next steps you're going to be doing. But you guys, we are almost there. We're going to be finishing out the class in June. We're going to make some extensions just because of all this COVID stuff. It's so crazy. But that is basically it. You guys are almost there. Finish strong. Know what you need to focus on. And don't forget what your passion is and why you're doing this. Until we meet again, friends, thanks so much. This is Stephanie at The Learning Project. Have a great day.